Okay, we're going to be doing a set of Franklin method warm-ups, which are great for preparing your arms and your upper body to play your instrument. The movements we'll be doing are tapping, brushing, sponging, and shaking. So to start, let's just take a moment to check in on how we're feeling. You could stand with your eyes open or closed, arms by your sides. Take a few breaths and just check in to notice how your arms are feeling. There's a little baseline there before we do these movements. Then we're going to begin to tap. You could do this either with fingertips or a flat palm, and we're going to tap up and down the arm. All the way up and down the arm, all sides of the arm, getting up onto your neck, to your collarbone, even a little bit on your back of your shoulder here, if you can reach comfortably under your arm, up and down several times. And then we're going to brush. We're brushing down the arm. You can imagine that you're brushing any unneeded tension out of your arm, out of your muscles. The tension is releasing through your fingertips, collecting into the floor. Next, we're going to sponge. So we're going to start here. We're going to take this hand and set it to the side of our neck. So here's my thumb, here are my fingers going over the top of my shoulder, my upper trapezius muscle. And as I take an inhale, I'm going to just gently squeeze my hand and lift my shoulder. As I lower my shoulder, I'm releasing the squeeze of my hand. And I'm imagining that I'm squeezing the water out of a sponge, and as I release my hand, the sponge resaturates. The pores of the sponge fill back up and become nice and plump. And we're going to then take this down the arm, a little squeeze and release down the arm. As I do this, I'm imagining the water. I squeeze old water out and then let the sponge resaturate all the way down, down, down to the fingertips. Squeeze the water out and let the sponge fill back up. And lastly, on this side, we're going to shake. So I'm going to do a nice loose shake of my arm, shake it to the side, shake it to the front, to the back, all around. And I'm looking for the muscles to really, I want to see them jiggle, 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 jiggle on the bone. Nice and shaky and loose. And let's take a moment here and check in once again. See how the two sides compare. You might take a little measurement here. If you look, I'm not making this up. The side I just did, the arm is a little bit longer. I've released some of the tension there. This happens to some of us. If it happens to you, great. It's a cool party trick. If it doesn't happen to you, that's okay. You've still done something really helpful for your body to prepare yourself for what you're about to do. Let's get the other side. So we're doing tapping up and down the arm. And the reason we do these different movements, the tapping, the brushing, the sponging, the shaking, is because our bodies respond to different kinds of touch. So we want to give our bodies kind of a balanced diet of touch. Very good preparation, not only for playing, but really any sort of physical exertion you're going to do, any exercise, something like that. Then we're going to brush down the arm, brush the tension out, all sides of the arm. If you prefer, if it feels better to you, you can make your brushes a little bit smaller like this. You have options, long brushes, short brushes, whatever feels good to you on a given day. And then we're going to sponge. So here comes the hand to the side of the neck on this upper trap muscle, and I'm going to give a little squeeze as I lift my shoulder, and I'm going to release the squeeze as I lower. And I want to show you this. Surely you've seen a sponge, but really and truly we are imagining when we do this that we're squeezing fluid out of the sponge, and then as we release the squeeze, the sponge plumps back up, it resaturates. And this is a cool image, but not only is it an image, it's really kind of a literal, it's a truth, because our bodies are comprised of lots and lots of fluid. We're gonna move down the arm now, sponging. And so when we do this, are moving the fluid around. We're getting good fluid flow through the fascia of our bodies. We're helping our muscles feel better and ready to do what we are asking them to do. Sponging all the way down to the fingertips. Very good. And lastly, shaky shake, nice and loose. Shake, shake it up, shake it down, shake it front, shake it back. Nice and loose. And let's take another moment to allow your arms to rest by your side. Check in with yourself, notice how you feel. Any difference, similarities between the two arms. You might compare length for fun. And in no time at all, you've done a few Franklin method warm-ups to prepare you to play.